Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all my Form 5 students. So we are going to continue with 6.2, the graphs of sine, cosine and tangent function. Okay, so in this subtopic, we are going to learn basically what are the characteristics of the graphs of trigonometric function, y is equals to sine x, y is equals to cos x and y is equals to tangent x for the domain from 0 to 360. And then we are going to also learn what are the effects of the changes in constants a, b, and c on the graphs of trigonometric functions. Y is equals to a sine bx plus c, and also cos and tangent function. And also you're going to see how to solve problems involving graphs of sine, cosine, and tangent functions. Okay, so this is actually not a new topic for you, and this graph also is not new for you because you already seen this in your additional mathematics. Okay, I believe you're already familiar with the graph of sine, cosine, and also tangent. Okay, but still, I'm going to introduce you what are the sine, cosine, and tangent graph. So for the first one, this is a sine graph. Okay, so this is the general shape. Okay, where it starts from 0 and also ends at 0, and the domain is from 0 to 360. And then it has a maximum value of 1. Okay, this is the maximum value of 1 when x is equals to 90, and the minimum value of -1 when x is equals to 270. Okay, again you have three intersects, x-intercept here, 0, 180, and 360. This one here means when y is equals to 0. So when you put 0 here, okay, then you will have three possible values, 0, 180, and 360. And the intercept y-axis at y is equals to 0. So this is the only y-intercept. Okay. Moving on to cosine graph. So cosine graph is a little bit different, but still you have a maximum and a minimum value of 1 and -1. But the maximum value occur at x is equals to 1 and also 360, right? And then the minimum value is -1 occurs at x is equals to 180. Okay, you have two x-intercepts when y is equals to 0, at x is equals to 90, and also x is equals to 270. And also you have one y-intercept here, which is y is equals to 1. Tangent graph, it starts at 0, okay, and then it goes up here, and then you have another curve here and this curve here. Okay, so I want to introduce you a term that we call asymptote. Okay, so where is the asymptote? Asymptote here actually at here, okay, and also 270. Okay, means that the graph won't touch this line. It's like a barrier. Okay, the graph is actually approaching saja, but it won't touch the line. Here x is equals to 90 and also x is equals to 270. Okay, you don't have the maximum value and also you don't have the minimum value, because that's why the states here maximum value is infinity, because it goes all the way up, and also the minimum value it goes all the way down. Okay, approaching to the asymptote. You have a x-intercept at x is equals to 0, x is equals to 180, and also x is equal to 360. And you only have one y-intercept, which is at y is equals to 0. And the values of tangent 90 and tangent 270 are undefined. Okay, kenapa dia undefined? So we're going to see dekat sini. So going back to our unit circle with 6.1, okay, and this one is actually 1, 0, okay, and then this one at this point is 0, 1, okay. Now when the graph is actually moving towards this point, so at this point is actually 90 degrees, right? Okay, so you know that tangent theta is y coordinate over x coordinate. So the coordinate at this point is 0, 1. So y coordinate is 1 divided by 0. Okay, so you cannot divide 1 with 0. It becomes undefined. So that's why tangent 90 is undefined. So that's why tangent 90 is undefined. Even if you press calculator, it will shows math error. Okay, and this also true for tangent 270 here. Okay, it's the same concept. Determine whether each of the following trigonometric graph is a sine, cosine or tangent. So untuk yang A ni, you know when they start at 1 here, you know it's a cosine graph. And then this one, if you see here, you have the asymptote kan. So you know this one is the tangent graph. And this one, you see here from 180 to 360. So this one is actually part of sine graph. Okay. The diagram on the right shows the three trigonometric graphs for angles between 0 and 90. Identify the graph for 1, 2, 3. So untuk 1, for graph 1 here, it actually goes up. So bila dia goes up tu kita tahu dia adalah tangent graph. And then for number 2, start at 0 going up. So kita tahu dia adalah sine graph. And for graph number 3, start from 1, it's going down. So you know it's a cosine graph. State the maximum value and the minimum value for graph 1, 2 and 3. So untuk graph 1, the maximum value nampak kat situ adalah 1. Maximum value is 1 and the minimum value is di bawah kan, kat sini y dia apa? Y dia kosong. Okay, maximum value and minimum value refer to the value of y. Okay. Graph number 2, tengok yang sine tu, maximum value dia 1, minimum dia kosong. Okay. And then for graph number 3, maximum dia 1, minimum dia kosong. Jangan cikgu buat silap. For graph number 1, the maximum is actually infinity. Kan, sebab we go up tapi kita tak tahu dekat where is the end of this value. Okay, but the minimum we know lah kosong. Okay. For each of the following trigonometric functions, state the value of x when the value of y is maximum. Okay, we have this graph here. This is for A. So kalau untuk A, when y is minimum, when y is maximum. Maximum means kat sini. So bila kat sini apakah dia punya x? X dia adalah 90. And then what is the maximum value? 1 lah. Okay. And then for B, maximum kat sini 1 dengan 1. So what is the x? 0 and 360. And what is the maximum value? 1. Dan untuk C ni, maximum value bila x tak tahu kan. So no maximum value. Bukan tak ada, cuma kita tak tahu. Unknown. Okay. Infinity. Now, what are the effects of changes in constants ABC? Tadi kita ada sin x, cosine x and also tangent x. So now, what happen if we add? Okay, kita ada sin x. This is the initial one, right? So, the value in front here, kalau tak ada, kita assume dia 1. Okay, sebab tu kalau kamu tengok graf semua tadi, maximum minimum dia 1. Okay, sebab ini adalah asal dia. Okay, and then dia punya C tu adalah sebenarnya kosong, tak ada perubahan. So now bila kita pergi kepada dia punya general untuk yang trigo graph, actually dia adalah A sin BX tambah C. Okay, dekat this one pun kan X kan. So this one actually dekat depan ni dia punya nilai adalah 1. So apakah yang dimasukkan dengan 1 ni? 1 sih dimasukkan dengan period ataupun cycle. Okay, period ataupun cycle is actually satu complete shape lah. Okay, so one complete shape is actually one complete cycle lah, means one period. Okay, for example dekat sini, from here until here we have the sine graph, right? So from 0 until 360, so it's actually one cycle, means one period. Okay, so apa akan jadi kalau nilai A ni berubah, nilai B ni berubah dan nilai C ni berubah? Okay, so satu lagi cikgu nak cakap kat sini, amplitude can also be determined by the formula kat sini. Okay, maksimum tolak minimum bahagi 2. Okay, for example, kalau sini kita ada 1, dan this one kita ada negative 1. So to show that the amplitude is 1 is, you take the maximum value, you minus with the minimum value, and then you divide by 2. And that's your amplitude lah. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So that's why you get 1 here. Okay. So now what happen kalau ada perubahan? So tengok table kat sini. Kita bahagikan ikut 3 graf. Tengok kalau A berubah. So if A changes, maksudnya maximum dan minimum value dia akan berubah. Okay, A here refer to the amplitude maximum dengan minimum. Okay, kalau ada perubahan nanti dia akan tukar lah. Then it's not 1 anymore. Right? And then for tangent graph, dia punya graph curvature berubah. Maknanya bentuk graph tu akan jadi berubah, tetapi there is no amplitude because we don't know the maximum value and also the minimum value. It's unknown, right? Okay, now what happen if the value of period ni berubah? So the period of the function changes. When the value of B increases, the graph appears to compress horizontally. So maknanya bila value of B ni berubah, maknanya meningkat, you punya cycle akan jadi banyak. Okay, it's not one cycle anymore, it's gonna be more than one cycle. So that's why you punya, nanti you akan tengok dia punya graph dia akan jadi compressed horizontally. Okay, then the period of sine and cosine function is given by this formula. So ini formula untuk cari kita punya period. So ingatlah 360 bahagi B, where B is the number dekat sini lah nanti. Okay. But for the period of tangent function is 180 plus B. So kenapa yang ini 180, kenapa yang ini 360? Okay. Tengok dia punya graph tangent tu. Okay. Satu complete circle, satu complete cycle ataupun satu complete period adalah yang mana kamu dapat lihat dia punya complete punya curve tu. So sebenarnya complete curve tu ataupun complete cycle tu adalah berada kat sini. So from 270 to 90. So it's actually satu period ni adalah 180. Okay. Even kalau you extend this graph pun, yang kosong ni sebenarnya kalau kamu pergi ke belakang ataupun you go to the negative x, dia sebenarnya membentuk macam ni. So it's actually 180. And same goes for this one. Kalau you extend ke depan lagi, ini kalau you nak sambung dia akan membentuk macam ni juga. Okay. So one complete cycle is 180. This one is only for tangent. Kalau untuk sine cosine is remain 360. Okay, the value of C pula. Kalau value of C berubah, the position of the graph changes. Okay, maknanya when C is more than 0, the graph move C units vertically. Maknanya graph tu akan shift up, dia akan pergi atas. Okay, according to the berapa nilai dia tambah lah. And then if a C is less than 0, dia punya graph tu akan pergi turun bawah. Shift down. Okay. Now determine the amplitude and period. So kalau untuk A, kalau kita tak ada apa-apa dekat belakang ni, then it's fine. You can take the amplitude directly. So we know that A is 4, and then B is 1, sebab sini 1, and then C is 0 lah. Okay, so this is the amplitude and this is the period. Okay, tengok B, same juga. A dia adalah 3, B dia 2. So to find the period adalah means kita nak cari satu cycle 360, kita bahagi dengan 2. So kita akan dapat satu period adalah 180. Kalau ni tadi satu period dia adalah 360. See? Okay, you have to sin 3x tolak 4. So, terus ambil saja A dia sama juga dengan 2. And then period is equals to 360 bahagi dengan 3. So, you akan dapat 1 period ataupun 1 cycle is equals to 120. So, dia ada 3 cycles. Okay. Tengok H pula. Okay. So, kita ada tu amplitude dia tak tahu sebenarnya. So amplitude dia remains unknown. Even kalau kamu nilai kat situ pun kamu tak dapat cari dia punya amplitude. Okay, but we can find the period. So period is equals to 180 bahagi dengan dia punya B tu. So you will get the answer is 540. 1 period. Okay, boleh. Macam tu cari-cari dia. Okay, now kita nak lukis pula. Sketch each of the following. So this one is the initial, maknanya this one is the original graph. Y is equals to x, cos x. So what happen if you have y is equals to 1/2 cos x? Okay, 1/2 cos x, 1/2 dia adalah dia punya amplitude. Okay, so maknanya kita tukar je lah kat sini. So this is 1/2. Example je Sekejap. So this is 1/2. And this is negative 1/2. Okay, yang lain semua sama sebab tak ada pertukaran. So kamu just tanda je kat sini dan tanda je kat sini. Okay, dan it goes macam tu. Alamak, dia akan pergi ke bawah macam tu. Sorry for my bad drawing. Okay, lebih kurang macam tu lah. Okay. Now, x, y is equals to, so ada perubahan dekat period dekat situ. So, kita tahu, to find the period is equals to 360 bahagi dengan 1/2. So, kamu akan dapat satu period dia, satu cycle is actually equals to 270 degrees. Okay. So, kamu bayangkanlah, satu cycle dia adalah double ni. So, maknanya kalau 360 dia hanyalah separuh sahaja. Okay, so apa yang kamu kena buat, dia actually sampai sini je. Okay, and then you cari dia punya x-intercept. So kamu nak connectkan dia kan. So when you want to find the x-intercept, you letak kosong sini. So kosong sama juga dengan cos x/2. And then you find the cos -10 x/2. Bila you press calculator, this one you will get 90 x/2. Then x-intercept is 180. So you just plot situ je. Okay. Is there any perubahan dekat amplitude? Tak ada. So sama saja. So just tarik sis. Okay. So bila dia punya graf ni akan jadi satu cycle, maknanya kalau kamu ada sampai 720 degree, barulah kamu akan membentuk satu cos half x. Okay, boleh. Now, contoh pula, kalau dia ada belakang tu, maknanya dia minus by 2, so maknanya dia punya graf tu akan vertically pergi bawah. So, cara dia senang je, kita mark kita punya semua yang ada intersect ni, 1, 2, yang penting-penting 3, 4, 5. So, setiap daripada 5 point ni, kita shift down by 2. So, maknanya 1 tolak 2. Okay, kosong 1 tolak 2 ni, dia akan pergi sinilah. 1. Ya, cikgu tulis macam negatif 2 sini. Negatif 3 sini. Okay, from 0 tolak 2, you akan dapat negatif 2. From minus 1 tolak 2 dapat minus 3. From 0 tolak 2 dapat negatif 2. And from 1 minus by 2, we will get negative 1. So, it's somewhere here. Okay. So, apa yang guna buat? Lukislah. Sorry, cikgu punya tak cantik. Tapi lebih kurang lah. Okay. So this is your y equals to cos x minus 2. You shift down. Okay. Setiap ni dia shift down. Shift down, shift down. Semua turun bawah. Turun bawah sebanyak 2 kali. Okay. Tangent pula. So, ada perubahan dekat dia punya period tu. So, 1 period is equals to 180 bahagi 2. So, kita akan dapat 90. So, satu complete cycle adalah sebanyak 90. So, kamu akan tengok kat sini ada 2 kali lah. Okay. So, apa yang kamu kena buat? Ni dia tarik atas sikit. Macam tu. Buruk. Tarik atas sikit. Tarik sikit sini. Okay. Lepas dia pergi atas, dia pergi bawah. Bawah dia akan pergi atas macam tu. Okay. Daripada atas dia akan pergi bawah lagi. Lepas tu dia pergi atas lagi. Macam tu. Bawah. Pergi atas lagi. Daripada atas dia akan pergi bawah. So kamu akan dapat lihat dekat sini. Okay. Satu. Ini. Ini adalah satu cycle. So this is tangent X. And then you see this one also another tangent X. So ada 2 cycle dekat situ. Okay. Then satu period dia actually ada 90 saja. Okay. Boleh. Okay, apa akan jadi kalau kita shift up pula? Okay. So ni ada 2 kali kan? Tambah 2 kan? So maknanya ada berapa kita punya titik persilangan? 1, ada 2, ada 3. So kita kena buat siap-siap kat sini 2. Okay. So 0 tambah 2 maknanya 1, 2. So dekat sini. So dia pergi atas macam tu. Cuma kita tahu dekat mana. Okay. Dan sini 1, 2. So dia dekat sini. Okay. So maknanya dia daripada sini pergi atas. Daripada sini dia pergi. Dia akan lalu. Dia tak tahu dia pergi mana. Sampai atas. Okay. And then yang ini 1, 2 kat sini. Daripada bawah. Dia pergi atas ni. Lebih kurang macam tu lah. Okay. So I hope you can see lah dia punya perubahan yang berlaku lah. Okay. So macam mana kita nak cari dia punya semua ni lah. Okay. How to solve problem. So the graph on the right shows the depth of water recorded in the dockyard. If y represent the depth of water, use the function in the form of y is equals to a cos bx plus c. Okay. So mula-mula kita cari dia punya a dulu. Okay. Pakai formula amplitude tadi. A sama juga dengan maximum minus minimum bahagi dengan 2. So maksimum ni berapa tu? 12 dan minimum ni berapa tu? 6 bahagi dengan 2. So dia akan dapat 3. So dia punya A dia adalah 3. Asalnya adalah 3. Okay. So Y sama juga dengan 3 cos. How to find the B ni? So period ataupun cycle equals to 360 bahagi dengan B. Tak tahu. Tapi kita tahu satu period berapa kan? Okay. Satu period sampai sini, betul tak? So kita letaklah sini dia sama juga dengan 12. So sini kita letak sama dengan 12. Okay. So we will get the answer B is equals to 30. Okay. So letak 30 kat sini. 30x tambah berapa? Okay. Asalnya adalah 3. Asalnya dia punya amplitude adalah 3. Daripada 3 pergi ke 12. Kamu kena tambah berapa? Tambah 9. So that's your answer. Simple B pula. At what time will be the water be the deepest? Deepest maksudnya dekat mana? Maksudnya dia depth kan. Pergi atas. Makin tinggi makin dalam lah. 1, 2, 3. So dekat mana? Dekat kosong, dekat 12 dengan 24. Okay, you have a view from the top of the lighthouse at the coast. The beacon of the lighthouse sends out the light ray as shown in the diagram. When the beacon rotates, the light ray moves along the coast at the angle x. Write a function. So kalau macam ni tak bagi graph, tapi dia akan membentuk satu right angle triangle. Okay, so you terus ingat kalau ada right angle triangle ada 3 function, sine, cosine, tangent. Cuma kita nak pakai yang mana, betul tak? So kita ada kat sini information dia adalah opposite dengan adjacent. So the only function you can use is tangent. So tangent x is equals to s over 500. Okay. So write a function for the distance s. So kamu letak je lah s equals to 500 tangent x. Macam tu sahaja. Okay. So what is the amplitude? So the amplitude is equals to 500, and then the period, satu period for tangent berapa? 180. Okay, boleh. The graph on the right depicts the water level recorded at the port. It is given that y represents the water level, x represents time in hours, that the trigonometric in the form of y is equals to sin bx plus c. Alright, sama juga. Cari dia punya a dulu. Maximum value minus minimum value. So 4 minus 1.8 divided by 2. Maka dapat, you will get 1.1. So this is your A. Okay, and then next you find the value of B. So satu period ni, satu complete circle ni, satu complete cycle ni, dia punya value adalah 24. So 24 is equals to 360 divided by B. So you want to find the value of B here. So B is 15, and then you can write y is equals to 1.1 sine 15x plus initial amplitude is 1.1. So from 1.1 pergi kepada 4.0 berapa? Tolak je lah. So 4 minus 1.1, you akan dapat 2.9 plus 2.9. And that's your final answer. Okay, so kita dah habis chapter 6 sebenarnya. Okay, so sebagai summary, so these are the graph of trigonometric. So I hope you bolehlah tengok-tengok sikit. Okay, what are the differences between those three graphs? Okay, dan macam mana perubahan yang berlaku kalau value of A, B dengan C tu berubah. Okay, I think that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye bye class.